Hey, Elyce. Um, I'll show you how to do the import the pictures and then do the quick edits on them. So when you open up Lightroom, you should see it like this, where you see up here library is the brightest of all the options. And if you don't see this grid mode, just push the G key on your keyboard and that'll switch it to grid. You can see that here. So over here in the bottom left corner, you can see import. You can click on that, and if I remember right, your camera has um, I don't remember the type of card, but I think you can plug that right into the side of your computer. I don't know if that's how you import your pictures or if you plug your camera in, but if you plug either one in at this point, it should come up as the source, and you should see your pictures and you'd be able to basically import. But since I'm not doing that, I have to go into the folder where I saved those pictures, and then I can import those. So now they're imported. They're currently sitting in a previous import folder here, but ultimately it put it in the all photographs library. So you'll kind of see it. Oh, this is in date order, so that's why these fell in between my other two libraries I imported. Anyway, to make it easy, I'll just go to previous import, and if I click on, I'm going to click on Taylor's first. You can see it's highlighted, and then the first thing I want to do then is click the develop tab here. That'll show us that picture larger, and then you've got all your controls over on this side. This side should be all presets. I think I imported some presets for you before, but for now we're just going to look at this picture, and of course the first thing we see is that it's really dark on this side. So what you want to do then is go to your shadows, which is labeled here, and you can see makes it darker, makes it lighter. So I'm going to grab that slider and just drag it over till that brightens up that side a bit. You know, if you push it too far, it really starts to destruct the picture a little bit. So I usually don't go above 80. And then we can maybe adjust the exposure a little bit, and then highlights are kind of bright, so we can pull those back, and you can see there's more detail now coming into the sky. If I set that back to 0, there's hardly any detail there, but if I pull it back, I start to see the clouds a little bit. Depending on the shot, you know, this has texture. Usually with boys and males, it's okay. I like to use the clarity slider. Sometimes it makes it a little harsh for girls. So 10 to 15 is where I like to go before it starts messing up the details in the face. If we want to control the temperature, meaning make it warmer or cooler, we use this temp slider. Maybe this can handle going a little warmer. You can see what happens if I go too cold, if I go too warm. So this is really all just subjective, what your tastes are, but it's really nice to get kind of those natural skin tones. So I'm going to warm it up a little bit. It doesn't really matter at this point what these numbers mean. That's a very involved lesson later. And then saturation, that's given. Yes, you can make everything look vibrant, but then it just starts to look way too fake. And actually, today's trends are to go a little washed out, but we won't do that. I'll bump it just a little bit. Let's put saturation back to 0 and use vibrancy. You can see that brightens up like the shirt and trees a bunch, but doesn't mess up his skin tones. If you scroll down over here to this history, you can see all of the steps you've made. So we can click on import and see what it looked like to begin with, and go back to vibrancy, or the last step here, and see where we're currently at. And really, that's kind of it. If you've got these, once you do that and you get the picture looking nice, you can locate some of these presets that I gave you, and you can go into the totally rad effects, and you can kind of do some colorization type of things, but totally up to you. Okay, off track. Anyway, so now we've done that, and I kind of like how it turned out. So what I'll do is I'll go back to the library mode, and with this picture highlighted first, I'll hold the shift key and click on the other picture, or the whole series of pictures. You can grab as many as you want, so you could take all the pictures that have this same type of issue with the dark shadows and fairly decent exposed one side of the face, and grab it, and then you can go down here to sync settings in the right corner, and by default pretty much everything should be checked except the spot removal and crop, which is pretty much what you want, and then click synchronize, and it's going to apply all those same settings to the other picture. So now we should be able to highlight the picture here of Braden and go into develop and look at it, and it looks pretty good. If I go back to what the import is, you can see it's hard to see his eyes and everything, but if we click on there, now we've got some lightness in his eyes, and you did a good thing by using your flash during the day like that, because it put the catch lights in his eyes and gave it some detail in there, so that works really well. So that's pretty much it for that lesson. We can get into more details later if you have other questions. I guess one more thing, with the it being a raw photo, now you want to export it so that it can so you can email it or whatever. So if I go back to library, and you can tell they're both selected because they're both light gray. If they're dark gray like that, none are selected. And if they're both selected, the brighter of the two is the active photo, but you can tell they're all selected here. So now I just click export, and I have some presets in here. I don't know. Yeah, Lightroom presets, you'll have these for you. You could easily just do the email size, and I think for email, I'm not sure, I don't ever use this, so let's see. Let's see, 640 by 640, 72, 500. Huh, I don't know really which one to tell you to use here. I guess just for email I would use. And then you click export. Oops, I messed up there. Let's cancel. Oh, I see. This one is actually wanting to email directly from here. So I guess that's not too bad. I want to show you the to hard drive version. So there's email for hard drive. Now it's wants to choose the location. I think choose folder later. That might give us the option. Yeah, right here. So now you can choose a folder anywhere on in your documents or something. I'll just put them back in here, and it should, you see up here, it shows that it's exporting. and it's exporting it with the same file number as a JPEG. So now it showed us in that folder that they're both here. So there's our raw file and the JPEG. Alright, so I know that was fast, but the beauty of this video is you can rewind it and look at certain parts and follow through, so I hope that helps you out.